cells that each of our cell memories have water around them, and we communicate through water.
Word.
Okay, let's go back to the website really quick. Now Andrew's going to love this one. Go scroll up to the top. You're an ordained minister. Click that, Nick.
Oh my God.
I see you, special weddings, ceremonies, blessings, funerals, healings, celebrations, and events.
So I take a lot of photos with my
ministry.
phone. So I took that photo of that dove with my phone.
Hold on, let me just
so
make sure there's nothing
It looks professional.
to us on this shit. Hold on.
Where did you get ordained as a minister, if you don't mind me asking?
Through a website, because someone wanted to get married, so this couple.
I think it's pretty easy to get ordained, though.
Yeah, you can
it's
get
just $25.
I could do it right now, probably. I'll marry all of you guys.
A lot of people can be ordained.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't actually consider yourself then like a serious Christian, I would guess?
I am a serious Christian. And St. Francis used to talk to animals. So it's like, to me...
Yeah, well, I mean,
to me, it's not
do serious
farce.
Christians allow female ministers? I mean, is that allowed in Christianity? Or?
Who even cares if it's
I'm not through churches. To me,
Wait, sorry.
like St. Francis said, preach the gospel at all times. If necessary, use words.
Stop. Somebody said something. Who even cares? Go ahead.
Sorry, you were saying, like, are you even, like, do they even allow, like, women to be ministers? Like, who even cares? Like, she can be a minister if she wants. Like, let her be a minister. Like, she's not old Christian, like, following by the old books. Like, we've
And there's
evolved.
lots of churches. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
lots
what?
of people
You're
more
totally right.
forward-thinking.
Let's just you know what? We should just let people be doctors because they just want to be doctors. There should be
Okay.
no qualifications or
Gee, that
criteria
is
whatsoever.
taking it
In
too
fact,
far.
that's what I'm
That's
doing. Hey, where
taking
did you
it
get
too
your medical
far.
degree? Oh, I got it from a Cracker Jack box. Oh, would you do brain surgery on me? That would be fantastic. You're totally right.
I got into my apartment off
Go
fake
with that
paperwork.
criteria.
Anyone can make a document online and say it's real.
Anyways, I got to move this along, but interesting.
she also said that she was doing it to perform weddings, which I think is a very nice thing to do. I went to seminary school. I have 2 master's degrees from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. So I was not a theology student, but I have a marriage and family counseling and religious education. And so
Are you also consider yourself a minister?
I'm not in the clergy. I don't work in the ministry. I worked for over 12 years in the public school system, so I was a public servant, if you will, and mostly with disadvantaged youth, at-risk youth. Some schools had heavy gang activity. One school I worked at, high schools, one school I worked at had over 90% of the kids on free and reduced lunches, and they would,
well,
it was
just real quick as a follow-up. Do you think that it's okay if women are in the clergy?
Well, let me just say, so one thing that I considered my time working in the school system to be was like ministry work, because it's such a ministry working with all these kids that have all these special needs and homeless kids and things like that. So it was a continual social work type of position. But to answer your question, Andrew, I feel like, it just depends on the type of denomination someone's affiliated with. Some of the different denominations, Protestant and whatever.
Yeah, no. Well, hang on. I understand that different denominations are going to have different criteria.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you this specific question.
Me specifically.
Do you specifically believe that it's okay for women to be clergy?
Oh, well, it depends on the role, because what the Bible says is that...
Ministers. Can they be ministers?
Well, that depends on the role, because what the Bible says is that they shouldn't teach men. So if they were a minister to other women, then that would be allowed based on the scriptures. And
okay,
they could
so
be a minister
priests
to
too? Do you think women should be priests? They want to be?
I am not a Catholic, and I don't believe in the papal system personally, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, neither do I. But I'm just curious, right? Because the extension would still be there, whether or not you believed in their faith or not. You would still say that anybody who was preaching Christianity who was a woman should not be a priest or a minister or somebody who
Okay,
had
so-
authority.
Right. So
Right.
just that particular job title, that's what I was taking exception to. But like I said, the scriptures are clear that they say females should be teachers to other females and to the children. But in the scriptures, it says specifically not to have the woman in that type of a role teaching the men or the congregation as a whole.
So then they shouldn't be ministers.
Right. She's performing weddings.
Anyways,
She's not
I've gotta
leading a
move this
congregation.
Oh, I mean, so wait, with the authority invested in me,
By
I
the
now pronounce
state
you man
of-
and wife?
By the state of Hawaii or what have you. In
Yeah, no,
Texas,
you're also, no. You can give the authority invested in you regardless of the state and marry a person, external state authority. That's a Christian way. Would you consider two Christians who got married absent the state to not be married?
What is happening?
No, I don't. If they were married, legally married, or in a spiritual entity that married them, then I mean that's a marriage, right?
Yeah, then you're
So-
giving a woman
Hey,
authority
stop.
over a man. Then you are giving a woman authority over a man.
Well, if that is
Hold on,
the-
stop. Do you have an issue with this?
No, not the conversation. I have an issue with how you addressed her and
Yeah,
asking her to
so
stop.
we gave you pretty clear pre-show instructions for you guys not to be having a sidebar. It's disrespectful to her for you guys to be talking while she's talking. It's disrespectful to Andrew. I need to nip that sort of shit in the butt. So I don't need further attitude. You guys were clearly in the wrong by doing a sidebar. I told you to stop. I had to be stern because you were already given instructions not to. I don't need the attitude with the eye rolling, okay?
That's fair.
Right. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
And if you listen back, you'll hear on our end and on the audience's end, everything that goes through the mics becomes garbled if multiple people are talking through them at the same time.
So I personally don't have any issues with her performing weddings. She's not saying she leads a church congregation and gives sermons and things like that. And there are civil services. People get ordained to perform for their friend or a relative, and I don't have any issues with that.
So then, by your reasoning, you don't have any problem with a woman having authority over a man, right?
I don't have any trouble with her performing a wedding service for people that are asking her to perform it.
That doesn't actually answer my question, though. That's like a diversion from the question. I'm asking specifically about the authority over a man. In this particular case, if you're marrying two people, one of them is going to be a man, right?
Yes, one would assume.
And you're going to be an
one would
authority over that,
One may
right?
assume that there are people that perform weddings for same-sex couples and things like that as well.
Well, do you think that's okay too in your purview, your Christian purview? Is that also all right?
I
Well-
don't think it's our place to judge people. If people want to come together and they want someone to do a ceremony for them, whether it be feet washing or like I've been doing the healing arts for lots of years, and I consider my ministry of talking with animals to help humans a ministry.
Wait, it's a ministry? It's a ministry
Well,
to
if
teach
God
people
gives
to
you a
talk to animals?
gift, to me, if God gives you a gift, why not use it? So I feel like that if people come together and they want to have someone as a witness for them to come together in a union, then who am I to judge them?
Well, I can tell you exactly why this line of reasoning makes no sense, and I'm going to explain it to you.
Oh, good.
Would you allow a man to marry his sister?
That's
Would you marry them?
adopted sister?
No. Biological sister?
I probably wouldn't, but that's
Right, you
my
probably
preference.
wouldn't. So the thing is,
That's
it's
just
really
my
interesting.
preference.
Hang on, I just want you to understand that what you're saying is when you say, everybody should just be able to do what they want, and if you want to, go ahead and marry whoever wants to get married, love is love. The second I give you an example that you don't like, you go, no, that's not appropriate. We can't
I'm
do
just
that.
saying I'm not maybe the minister for them. But if
But
they want,
you think that there should be a minister that marries a brother to a sister?
it's not my place to judge them.
You would do
You're
it.
not. It's not your place to judge whether or not a man can marry his sister. Whose business is it to judge that?
I'm sorry, but it's not my place to judge them.
What if he wanted to marry his horse?
Well, then she's
And the
she's
horse
definitely
sent
doing
a
that.
telepathic message into his brain that said, I love you and want to get married to you. Can you get married to them then? I'm serious. I want to know the answer to the question. If you
We need to be
if
more
you honestly
bonded with
believe
animals.
in telepathy, if you
I'm
honestly
sorry,
believe
but
in
talk
telepathic,
to a Native American, talk to an indigenous person. We're meant to be bonded with animals because
okay.
most humans don't know what the F they're doing on this planet.
Okay, so just hear